Morning everyone, and welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we discuss all things entrepreneurship and running. It is a very fresh and foggy Sunday morning. Not too windy, but it feels about -3 today, so it's pretty chilly, but not too bad in terms of running conditions. So it's Sunday Run Day today, where we talk about all things running, and today's topic is about how to avoid injury. So just remember, if you like this video, please remember to give it a like and a subscribe. Thank you. So, how to avoid injury. First and foremost, before I get into this, as a disclaimer, I'm not a physiotherapist or a sports recovery expert or anything along those lines. I'm just going to give you a few bullet points and a few hints and tips from my own personal experience. I do a lot of miles. I've also had a lot of injuries. So over the years, I've hopefully worked out a few things that I can do to kind of prevent injury in the future. So this is a question that was asked by someone from the Facebook community, which is Gillian Kirkhope. I think that's right, Kirkhope, or I hope I pronounced that right. It might have been Hope Kirk, but I think it's Kirkhope. So sorry if I got that wrong, Gillian. I haven't got my notes with me today. I never have notes when I do these episodes, so it probably shows. But anyway, so first and foremost, I think the point number one with injury is that you can prevent it if you do the right things. And I think the first thing you need to consider when you're doing any sport, any running in particular, is have the right gear to do it. You see, too many people think, I'm just going to go run, I'm just going to wear a standard pair of trainers or whatever. Well, they weren't kind of developed for runners. They're developed for comfort, for walking about and all that side of things. They may not be as suitable for running. And with running in particular, if anything's just slightly out of sync, the repetitiveness of the sport means you're constantly pushing yourself in a negative technique, and that will inevitably lead to something breaking down, hence you get injured. So wear the right attire. The other thing you can do is like clothing. People just turn up in kind of polyester tracksuits or standard t-shirts and stuff like that. Running gear, there's a lot of technology in it now. Dry fit, Climacool, these types of things that keep you warm when you need to be kept warm, but wick sweat and moisture away to aid your kind of technique. Nothing worse than getting soaked by sweaty clothes, and it grips on your skin, and again it changes your technique. And again, if it's an incorrect technique, it can result in injury. So make sure, point number one is to make sure you're wearing the right attire. Also, make sure you dress for the right temperature, especially in colder climates like today. It feels like -3. You notice I'm in running tights, which are like compression, and they also retain heat and wick away moisture from my legs. I'm wearing a kind of a skin underneath here, just a Nike kind of dry fit skin underneath, and a kind of an insulating running top, which is kind of windproof, rainproof, and it keeps you nice and warm. I've got my ears covered with my headwear, which again, it just absorbs sweat. It doesn't wick it away as much because I sweat a lot on the brow, but it keeps my ears warm and stops too much sweat getting in my eyes. I'm wearing gloves as well, and anything kind of below 5 degrees temperature, I'll be looking to wear gloves. Nothing worse than running, your hands get really cold, and again, your hands get cold, you can't feel your fingers. It can affect the motion of your arms, which can lead to injury at some point. Everything's connected in running, so wear the right clothing for the right temperature as well, really important. Same regards if you're running in hot weather. Nothing worse than wearing too much, you'll overheat, and again, overheating can lead to muscle fatigue and can often lead to injury as well. So really, really important there. So that's key. The next one is never run in new footwear. You'll injure your feet, you get blisters, all sorts. You have to, when you're doing running, you need to wear it in. Now, I can obviously talk a lot about this. I wear a lot of different footwear. I've been barefoot running now for, as you can see from my footwear below, I'm wearing Vibram V-Runs, which are 5 fingers, as in 5 toes. And it's literally like running barefoot, just running with a bit of tire tread on the bottom of your sole. It's basically what it's like running in. If I don't recommend any new starter does that, because the extreme tension and pressure it puts on your calf muscles until you've fully transitioned is huge. I've been doing this for over a year now, so I'm well converted and I can run marathons and stuff in barefoot, where, you know, when you first start this, you struggle to run more than a mile, and that's if you're a relatively seasoned runner. So never wear brand new footwear to run in. You wear it in just around the house and then do a few low mileage runs before you start running. The next thing I do is, with a prevention mechanism, is I have regular sports massage, normally 6 to 8 weeks apart, and what that does is it just irons out any knots or tightness in your muscles before they kind of, you know, develop and evolve into something more serious, where you might get a muscle tear or something which take you out. So super painful sports massage, but I swear by it. And it's been a nightmare since COVID, because it's been like literally since March I haven't had a sports massage, so I'm doing a lot of foam rolling in its absence. So that's the next point. If you don't do sports massage, a foam roller is often a decent substitute. You can get roller sticks, or you can get various different rolling mechanisms where basically you're putting your body weight onto your muscle and rolling it on some kind of roller, and the idea is it picks out any kinks and cricks and it straightens them out. So again, there's something there to consider if you don't already do it. The next one is stay hydrated. If your muscles are dehydrated, you know, if you haven't got enough water retention in your muscles, they're weakened and exposed to more tears. So I drink a gallon of water a day. That's 3.7 litres. So it's a lot of water. I can see, I'm not saying you all have to do that. A couple of litres is probably enough, but you want to make sure that you're suitably hydrated before and after you run. You don't think about these things because they don't generally cause you any issues until it happens, but these are all preventative things that can really help. A healthier diet goes a long way. People eat a lot of junk food. That's not good fuel for you when you're trying to do exercise. Generally you want to stay away from processed stuff as much as possible. Eat a lot of kind of whole foods, fresh fruit and veg. I'm a vegetarian, well, pescatarian, so I eat fish but I don't eat meat, and so that means I'm putting a lot more plant-based food into my system, and as a result I felt really good from it. So I'll continue that. So just, you don't have to do all these things, I'm just giving you kind of stuff that I do. So that's super important. The next one is stretching. Super important. I predominantly stretch pre-exercise. I don't often do it too much afterwards, unless I'm actually going to be sitting still and not doing anything. I'm going to still maintain movement. I don't often stretch that much after exercise, but I certainly do before it, because certainly in cold mornings, if your muscles aren't warm, you know, it's like the starting of an engine on a cold day. If you haven't warmed, if the engine's not warm, and you try and put your foot down on the accelerator, you know, something will probably break or splutter. The engine will really struggle. So sensible thing to do is to warm it up, start slowly and build up, so that you're in a place where your muscles are warm and able to deal with the extra exertion you're going to put them through. The next one is to know when to stop. If you feel any niggle, your body tells you things, okay? And the people that are stubborn and ignore those warning signs are the ones that often ends in injury. So listen to your body, understand what your body's telling you, and if you get a little niggle, either slow right down to a very, very slow trot, or even stop altogether, because all you're going to do if you carry on pushing it is make it worse, and you'll be out for longer. And I've been guilty of that in the past. The next one, if you have niggles, give yourself enough time to recover. You know, you want to rest is really important, but you also want to make sure that you're keeping the muscles stretching, you're keeping blood flowing through them, which is super important. Otherwise they'll heal in a contracted state. They'll be open to got a couple of friends here I'm running past. Look at Fred, he's on the phone. Fred, Sarah, how are you? Yeah. So a couple of guys that I run with. But you see a lot of people out on these cold winter's mornings, especially on a Sunday run day. But yeah, so you really need to make sure you're not pushing yourself too quickly on the road to recovery. Now, like I say, when I get injured, because I'm on a run every day for a year challenge, I'll run through it, not actually run through it, but I'll run every day. But some days, if I'm injured, I'll be running at literally a walking pace in a running motion just to keep the muscles loose. And if I feel anything, I'll slow right down, because I know pushing yourself too quickly when you're coming back from injury can lead to worse injuries. The next one is don't push yourself too quickly, and understand that it's a long game, not a short game. If you want to improve as a runner, people have pushed themselves so quick, see the development really quickly, and think they have to keep pushing. That's a massive mistake, because all it takes then is one serious injury, knocks you back to the beginning again. So I'd always recommend starting slow, consistent, sustainable increase in how you're running. Really, really important. So that's a really key one there to avoid injury. So I think that's about it. The other thing I'd say is get some advice. This is for new runners more than anything. Be part of a running club, a community of runners. You can find them all over the place on Facebook and that side of things. And I think the key thing here is that understand that you can always ask questions to people. Drop me a message. I know a bit about running, so I can hopefully steer you in the right point if you've got questions. But don't think you have to do it all alone, and that's the biggie. Not knowing to, again, being too proud to ask for help. If you need some advice, just ask someone. If you're in a running community, you'll easily get the results. If you're not, there's Facebook groups out there that'll help you. And if not, like I say, if you're following me, just drop me a message. I'll always try and help where I can. So, hopefully there's some good tips there. If I was to summarise in a short number of steps, number one, have the right running equipment, running attire, running footwear to run. If you get that wrong, it can lead to incorrect technique, and it can also lead to injury. Number two is kind of nutrition based. Make sure you're hydrated. A lot of people run in a dehydrated state. Their muscles haven't got enough water retention, and they're in a weakened state, and you can end up tearing something. Number three is stretching and massage. So I'll do number three is kind of massage. So sports massage is a great preventative way of keeping yourself out there, and it often kind of weans out any issues before they kind of materialise. And if you don't go sports massage, because COVID is very difficult at the moment, you can always use a foam roller or a roller stick, which is kind of a similar process to kind of ironing out kinks in your muscles. Number four, stretching. I think pre-exercise stretching is super important to warm up your muscles before you go. A lot of people say about post-exercise stretching, which again can be very, very useful. I don't generally do it because I'm normally quite active. I don't sit around very much, so I'm always moving around. If I was going to sit still and not do a lot, then I would certainly look at stretching after exercise. And number five, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't think you have to do all this on your own. The other thing number five is not pushing yourself too quickly, and not pushing yourself too quickly when you're coming back from injury, not pushing yourself too quickly when you're trying to improve as a runner. Do it in a slow, steady, sustainable way. It's kind of the hare and tortoise analogy. And like I said, the last one is asking for help if you need it. So hope this has been useful. As always, if you've got any questions, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger topic, I'll still respond, but I'll try and do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. If this isn't for you, just unfollow, no problem there. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the Runpreneur YouTube channel, where all these episodes are nicely, neatly documented or catalogued by playlist, and it's a completely free resource for you to tap in and out of in the future at some point. And also make sure you join the Facebook Runpreneur community group, where I host all the free resources that accompany this vlog. Again, completely free, and hopefully there'll be some stuff in there that will help you in your running and business journeys. So that's it for me today. All that's left to say is the Runpreneur vlog was set up to help entrepreneurs, business owners overcome stress, anxiety, overwhelm by using exercise, or running in my case, as a mechanism to control, manage and thrive under these emotions that every single entrepreneur, business owner experiences. It can often be the difference between success and failure, how the entrepreneur deals with these. The guys that do it well thrive under these pressures and emotions and go on to bigger and better things. The ones that don't, pressure builds up and bottle it all up, and ultimately something breaks. And it's normally either the entrepreneur or the business. Either or can often be terminal to the success chances of that business moving forward. Now, I've been there before. I've lost businesses because of this. I now have this kind of new way that I manage my emotions and control them, which allows me to take on more today than I've ever taken on, and feel like I'm thriving and enjoying the journey rather than hating every minute of it and fighting for my kind of livelihood, which is where I've been in the past. So my pledge to you, and many have taken me up on this already, drop me a message if you're struggling with this stuff. If you're too proud to talk to anybody, I could be a complete stranger to you. Just drop me a message. There's no hack here at all, no sale, no catch at all. I'll just jump on a call, try and give you a few tips that you can implement into your daily life and get you back on the pathway to success. So please don't be too proud to drop me a message, because I've always said that if this vlog just saves one business and one entrepreneur, it's been 1,000,000% worthwhile. So, as always, if you like this video, please make sure you give it a like and a subscribe. If you want to see more content similar to this, check out the playlist below, where you can binge watch different topics. And all I have to say is to stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.